Bring him from the yard. Arr.
Well, hello there, my mateys, and welcome to my St. Patrick's Day build. We're going to take this prowler and we're going to turn it into... What do I think of when I think of St. Patrick's Day? I think of leprechauns and shamrocks and pots of gold in... You know, a leprechaun needs a good, fast vehicle, so if somebody's getting close, he can get away to go hide his gold. So we're going to call this... I think I have an idea for a name of it. I have not made the decals yet, so I'm not sure how that part of it's going to work out, but we're going to go ahead and get this drilled apart and cleaned up and see where we can go from there. I have gold wheels that I'm going to put on it. We'll see how that works out, and it should be pretty fun, so stick around. Alright, so we got the body, we got the motor, we have a pretty dirty interior. That should clean up pretty nice. Fairly dirty windshield. I don't see any major scratches on it, so that should be okay there. Let's see if we can clean this motor up, get it glued back in place, and last but not least, we got the base. So I decided to go, before I clean this up, and get the old axles out, see how these new ones are going to fit in there. Looks like they might be a little bit too long. But I just have to say right now, mini death wheels are always so fun. I am really surprised. There's some unexpected things from this, and let me just show you. Okay. And refocus the camera on this thing. I just had this in the ultrasonic cleaner for 20 minutes, and it's the entire car. So let's just get this apart, and I'll show you. Look at that base. That is going to clean up super nice. I put the car back together with the engine inside. What I was not expecting was it stripped the chrome off of it. All the dirt is gone. This is completely clean. Just maybe a little bit of polishing on that, and that's going to come back. So yeah, ultrasonic cleaner with mean green. Well, that's good to know. You know, if there's some chrome parts that I don't want to strip, don't put them in there, right? But I mean, it took the tampos off and everything. Like you saw, you know, what this car looked like before. It's completely clean, ready to polish up and be ready for paint in no time. So it's been a little while since I worked on this car. I haven't been doing this very long, but this is absolutely the worst casting I've ever seen. So I'll try to show you, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera. And I need to get my glasses off to see this. Okay, so there's a hole right there, a crack along here, more deep pitting there. There's some in the side, and you know, this crack goes underneath. There's underneath this fender as well. So my thought was I would try to polish this car, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the paint color that's going on it. It's a metallic green, Christmas green is what it is. I got it at Walmart a couple years ago when I was looking for different colors of green to paint the Bullet Mustang, and I was like, you know what, even if I don't use it for that, I'll probably come up with a good use for it sometime. So this is what's going on the car, and my thought was that I would just simply, you know, polish this car up and just spray the paint right over it. That's not gonna work. So I am gonna have to do some filling and sanding on this car in order to get the body prepped correctly. I don't know how much of that I'm going to show on camera because, and quite honestly, I need to have my face so close to the car to see what I'm doing. I do want to do one thing real quick while I have this camera going. Let's get this out of the way. So here's the base. Now, actually before I get into that, I did go around this with a couple of files and there was a lot of flash and everything. This fender here, it wasn't even separate from this part. It was completely filled in. This side had some as well. I deburred all the way around, underneath, inside the windows, everything that I could. And the only thing I polished this with is just the brass wire wheel on the Dremel at low speed. And the only reason I did that is just to take down the high spots, because with so much, I wanted to take the tarnish off is what it was, is, you know, just give it as smooth a surface as I can to start with. And I'm not going to use filler on everything, and I have to decide what I'm going to use. I have some Tamiya body filler. I have some Milliput. I'll probably try the Tamiya stuff on it, because if it doesn't work out, I can just strip it off. Let's scrub the interior with that. Okay. So right along in here, and I'm going to see if I can show this correctly, because this is an odd angle for me to be holding this. This part is bent, that part's bent. Okay. So if you can kind of get it in the camera. I'm just going to look through the camera lens. So it's bent. Okay. So what I have in mind is this. Okay. Tapping that down. But again, I can't see what I'm doing without putting my face in front of the camera, so you guys can't see. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll bring it back and show you. Maybe I'll do a wide angle. It's absolutely not perfect. It doesn't have to be, but it is a lot straighter than it was, and I am happy with that. So I decided to practice a little more of my polishing skills on this casting, and realize that low speed for polishing with the brass wire wheel is not the best setting to use. So I cranked it up like one notch. It was doing really good. Cranked it up one more notch, and this is what we got. So there you go. I have to see if there's anything that I can get. I may have it already to get into tight spaces like that. I'm not going to worry about it on this casting because I need to get it done. So there's that. Alright, so I forget where I left off on this one. I've done some things off camera because today is Sunday. This video has to be out at 6 a.m. on Wednesday. So I pushed through last night and got some things done. There was more and more casting lines and everything on this card that I deleted. Back here on this corner, the back corner is here, that casting line. This one I took it out some, but it's still a little bit there underneath. One of the things that I did off camera is this base on the front was not lined up perfectly, and what I found is that this post was actually bent. And what I actually did to fix it, I was trying to squeeze it together in the vise because this was over too far that way. So I was trying to squeeze it in the vise, and all that was happening was the whole car was twisting in the vise when I closed it. So what I actually ended up doing is I put the screw in, and then I have my mini anvil, and I set it down like that with a screw tightened, and I took this hammer and I tapped on it until the post was straight enough that this lined up. I don't know if that happened because the car was stepped on sometime or if it came that way from the factory. I don't know for sure, but that lines up perfectly now. And we're going to do a couple of things with this. So the first thing we're going to do is get both pieces in some primer, and then I have Christmas green that we're going to put on the body, and I have this Tamiya gold leaf. We're going to spray that on the base and the motor. The other thing that I want to do is paint the interior white. Okay. So I am not gonna polish this window at all. We're just gonna put it right in the quick shine floor polish. Lick off the excess. I do need to get some gauzy sometime. That's not a priority right now. Jim Silva really, in one of his latest videos, really talked about what the gauzy does compared to this stuff. I'll just lay that right in there to dry. I just picked this up today too. I've been looking for some more tray type things to put cars in, so when I take them to the sink to clean them, I don't have to shuffle things around as much. Now, that being done, let's take a look at what I've done here. Now, again, taking pages from Jim Silva's book, because really, I mean, he's the guy. If you guys really want to know the detailing stuff, and Jim shows it in his videos, and he'll put this stuff on time lapse, and he does voiceovers and explains what he's doing, which is really great. I'm not good at that sort of thing. I tried one time. Let me put it this way. I tried one time in one of my early videos on the Bullet Mustang. I had taken my time and explained things as I was doing them when I was recording with my GoPro, and the audio was so bad I re-recorded it on my computer, and I tried to do a voiceover, and I said it so fast it didn't fit. And so that's why I haven't done it since then. We are here for the St. Patrick's Day build, Paint It Green Challenge, and we have painted it green. So here's the car. I really didn't know it was going to come out this bright, this light colored. And I've done the interior. Again, taking a page out of Jim Silva's book. Used the Nuln oil on the seats and carpet. And then I went ahead and painted the steering wheel flat black. Also, the base in the gold Tamiya. And I used the Nuln oil sparingly on the bottom, on these pipes, and the different parts, and on top of the pipes. Now, you'll notice that the side pipes are actually silver, and I used the Sharpie on them because sometimes things happen in I didn't want to break out the gold paint again and fire up the airbrush just because I missed one spot on the front of this. So I was like, hey, these builds will tell you what they want to be. Okay. So, and there's the taillight, and then I used the Nolan oil on the grill as well. And also the gold and the Nolan oil on the engine just to give it more depth, make it look a little more realistic. And then I touched the top of the intakes with the black Sharpie just to give it a little more color because it was super gold on top and I didn't really want to see that. So that all being said, we have decals. And I was searching for images online that I wanted to use, and I could not find them. I was in Hobby Lobby one day, and I found stickers and foam stickers. And so these hats and the pots of gold and the gold coins are stickers. And this pot of gold here was actually a piece of foam that had sticky backing on it. And all I did is I put them in my printer scanner. I scanned them in and went into Photoshop and reduced the size down. And it's that simple. Printed them off on the decal paper and put two coats of the Testors spray lacquer over top of them. So when I go to put these decals on, they're going to be perfect for what we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my extreme pleasure to present to you the pot of gold. Every leprechaun needs his pot of gold in his fast car to get away. He has the fake tokens on the side to fool the toll booth operators. They try to reach for it and he passes on by super fast. Inside the back, barely make out. The pot of gold is inside. On the top is the logo and it's hot. You'll never catch him. You'll never get his pot of gold. Let's get this thing up on the turntable and take a closer look at it. So here we have it, guys. The pot of gold. We put the entire car in the ultrasonic cleaner with the mean green and found out that it will remove chrome from plastic parts. It also removed the super chrome finish from the body and cleaned up everything nicely. I filed and filed and filed on the body to get rid of all the casting lines as much as I could. I filled in the front fenders where those deep pits were with the Tamiya putty. We painted the body in the Stynylrest white primer, the interior and the base and the engine, and we painted the body in the metallic green. We painted the base and the engine in the Tamiya gold leaf, painted the steering wheel black, and dipped the window the liquid floor polish. We used the Nolan oil to detail out the radiator and the engine, the seats and the floor and the interior. We left the interior white and put the pot of gold right behind the seat. I originally thought of painting the top of the roof black. I'm glad I didn't because the pot of gold logo would not show through that decal. Put the tokens on the side to fool the toll booth operators so the leprechaun can get away. And the decals that I made from stickers that I found at Hobby Lobby. And the gold wheels. I wish I could remember where I bought them. I need to look at Samed wheels and see if that's where I got them from, unless somebody can tell me for sure. This car really is a piece of precious metal. When Paul first uploaded the video about this, I looked down to my left, and sitting right there was an original Hot Wheels Redline Demon. They only made it for a few years before they changed the name because parents didn't like the name, and they changed the name to the Prowler. And I thought about it. I looked it up to find out the difference because I had seen both cars online. And once I found out that the Demon name was only used for a couple years, I decided to buy a Prowler for this car, for this build, and restore the Demon to its original condition. I'm really proud of this one. It came together better than I thought it would. I think it's a thing of beauty. I hope you like it too. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Click that like button for me. I really appreciate seeing all the likes. And leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of this. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you got going on. If you have a YouTube channel so I can come see what you're doing. And ring that bell for notifications. As always, this is Don the Diecast Pirate, and I will see you next time. You know, I don't know what it is about working on these cars that puts the theme song from Inspector Gadget in my head. I'm not going to sing it for you, though. I couldn't help myself. I had to do it.